What's up everyone? This is the 2022 Tesla Model S Long Range. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, so let's start with the front of the car. So right here we have vents, and these are actually legit vents. And this is actually a real vent as well. You don't really see that in EVs. Most of the vents are pretty fake. There's nothing here in the hood. It's all closed off here. But I was pretty surprised to see that Tesla using legit vents down there. So we got the headlights, we got the fog lights, or I guess those are turn signals. And unlike most conventional cars, this has a frunk. So there's nothing here, there's nothing serviceable, anything at all. Over here we have a washer fluid cap, and that's literally the only thing we have everywhere. And these are our custom cup holders if you want to put some drinks there while you're chilling outside. This isn't a powered frunk like the trunk is, and to close it's kind of weird. So when you close it, it doesn't close. You have to put your hands on both sides and do that, and that's how you close it. Alright, so look at the side of the car. We have a camera here, we have a camera here, and I think there's even one right here somewhere. But it's a four-door car, and the handles, they stay inside. When you approach the car, the handles open, and then you can grab them. As for the wheels, these are the wheels that this one came with. You can actually remove these wheels. It's pretty simple. So to remove the wheel, you literally just pry it out, like this. And I'll take them out, and there you go. That's how the wheels look. Obviously they're dirty because we haven't cleaned them, but you get the idea. So one interesting thing about this is if you take this off, the range goes down. So if you want maximum range, you need to keep these on. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then of course to put it back, you just gotta find right here, the little hole for the air, and then you just snap it back in. There we go, and it's back. So when you approach the car, like this, the handle is supposed to open. So this is the handle. You put your hand here like this to open the car. So we're gonna go inside the car in a second here, but let's take a look at the trunk first. Let's look at the back of the car. We have the Tesla here. It's in black. I believe the older cars were silver. And down here, no exhaust, but this is all plastic, which is to be, you know, it's 2022, most cars like that. We have our PDC here, and the trunk is powered. So when you open the car, it's powered. Now here's the trunk here. As you can see, there's a pretty good amount of space actually, and then the seats do go down, so you can put more. So to put the seats down, you press this button right here, and there you go. There we go. So yeah, you have a lot of room. And then to close the trunk, you press this button here. So you just press it, and it closes. It actually closes pretty fast. I was kind of not expecting that, but yeah. Okay, so one of the cool things about these is the charging port. So it's right here, and as you can see, that's how it looks. And it opens up and closes by itself by using the app, of course. We'll go over the app in a bit, of course. Alright, so looking at the interior of the car, the first thing we'll look at is a door. So we have our wood trim here, very nice. This car has the cream finish, which looks really nice. And then here we have like a fabric. I'm not a fan of this part. I don't know why they made this part fabric, but you have leather here. This is I believe it's vegan leather, yeah, vegan leather, I believe. So yeah, you have this is also vegan leather, so is this. Not too much here. This is to unlock the door. I'll show you in a second here. These are for the windows, and that's all you get. There's no other options here. Now looking at the inside of the car, as you can see, we have our spaceship steering wheel here, also called the Yoke Steering. We'll go over that in a bit. And we have our seats right here. So these are the seat controls. You have the forward, back, and then this controls the top portion, and this is the lumbar support. So we have that. And then you have your two pedals. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and sit down. Pretty comfortable to sit in here. It's not bad. This steering wheel does take a while to get used to. It's a very interesting steering wheel, but we'll go over that in a second here. So the next thing I want to show you guys is the instrument cluster here. Alright, so as you can see, it says tap to drive. So I tap this here, and now we're ready to go. We just literally press on the gas, and the car will move forward. And this is a view of the car. We'll go on the street and I'll show you like the whole view of this. But yeah. Alright, so to open the door, you just hold this button down and the door opens like that. So there's no handles or anything, and it's very interesting as well. Okay, so here we have our large touchscreen, and then here is the dash. So it goes there. We still have the plastic on it. Wood trim here, and then again we have our cream interior finish here. Now here I like this because you can just put your phone and it will wirelessly charge it, and there's two here, so that's pretty nice. This is your hazards. Just press it and then you press it again to turn it off. There we go. Right here, this is pretty cool. So we're gonna open this, and we have our 2 cup holders here. However, you could press it again, and you have a little cubby hole here. But we can go even further and do this, and you have all this space down here. But wait, there's more. Now you can access it all the way. So this is a pretty cool design. I think I really like this. I don't think I know of any other car that has that. But yeah, so you can do this, and then you can go one more time. That's that. Over here, if we open this, there's a small little compartment here. There's no special tricks here, so that's all you get. No, nothing here, and that's just that. And again, we have the same nice little finish here. Seats are also the same cream finish. Everything looks really nice. Seats are pretty comfortable. They're heated and ventilated, so that's really nice. And then up here, we have our little mirror. It's pretty small, but it gets the job done. And then up here, we don't have much. We do have these lights here, so you just push it in, and the light turns on, and then turn it off, just push it in. And then here, we have our visors. So they're made of Alcantara, and you have a nice light here. Still have the plastics. This light is actually really nice, and I like it, and it's magnetic. But wait, this is also magnetic. Why do other car manufacturers not do this? That's so nice. And then another cool thing is when you open the visor, you can extend it. I know that sounds really stupid me saying that, but all my BMWs that I have do not have that feature. So it's nice to have it. And then this is all Alcantara. Up here we have our glass roof. Unfortunately, it doesn't open. You can't change it or anything. It's just fixed like this. But it looks pretty cool. It looks very nice. I just wish you were able to either open it or have it like change. Now, I believe it was the BMW i4 or iX, probably the iX. But on there, the glass, you can change it from see-through to not see-through using the screen, if I remember correctly. But that's pretty cool. And unfortunately on this one you can't do that. But it's still nice. It's better than having nothing up there. So let's go ahead and go to the back seats now. Before we go to the back seat, I just want to show the glove box, which is over here. So you press the button here, and it opens. And as you can see, we have a hard drive or SSD here for the recording of the Sentry mode. But yeah, it's a pretty small glove box. And there's a lot more functions here. We'll go over that later in the video because it's a lot to talk about. Alright, so this is the back door. We have the wood trim again. We have our cream regular. And then here we have the door open button, just like the front of our window. Then a very small little cubby hole right here. And then, of course, that fabric. I didn't mention this earlier, but there's also speakers on every door. But yeah, let's go inside the car now, shall we? To see how it feels. So this is the Model S. And the Model S is supposed to be bigger than the Model 3, of course. Honestly, there's a decent amount of room here, and unfortunately, just like every other car that's like this one, like my M6 is also like this. If you're taller, you're gonna hit your head at the top. Like, there's no denying that. Like, there's just not enough room here for people who are tall. But unfortunately for them, but for me, it's not an issue. The seat can also go more forward, depending on who's sitting in the front. So there's plenty of leg room here, which is nice. These seats are very soft. And these seats are also heated, but they're not cooled, which is unfortunate, but not many cars have heated and cooled rear seats. The M6 doesn't have that either, so there's that. We have our cream here, and the black one. There's some wood trim back here, so I completely didn't even notice this the first time, but there's like a little wood piece here. So that's attention to detail right there. So right here, there's a button that you press. There we go. Took me a while to do that, but yeah, basically it comes down. And here we have 2 cup holders. We have our wood trim again. We have Alcantara trim right here. And then this also opens, and there's a little spot here. Now, I said this is an Alcantara trim, but let me show y'all something here. It charges your phone. 2 wireless chargers also in the back. Thank goodness. We have wireless charging all throughout, which is really nice. But yeah, besides that, that's all that there is here. But let's talk about the middle seat, because the middle seat in every single car is always worse than the other seats. And already, I can already feel the difference in how uncomfortable the middle seat is compared to the left and right seat. You just don't get a good experience in the middle seat, no matter which car you're in. Changed my mind. Anyways, now that we're back here, I want to talk about the entertainment system here. So let's slide through here. Alright, so you can't really see them, but there are 2 USB Type-Cs here. So if your phone doesn't support wireless charging, you can use this. Now this is the system in the back. So if you press this, it'll turn on the fan, so you can get air. Then you press this, you can change the temperature. This is just like in the front. I haven't really gone over that, but we'll go over that in a bit. And then here's a cool thing. You can change the direction of the airwave. That's really cool. And then if you press this, you have your heated seats. So all three, even the middle, has heated seats, which is really nice. And then here we have the volume. So you can control the volume from the front, which is really nice. And then here we have music. And then here we have our entertainment. So you can actually watch any of these in the back, which is pretty cool. I mean, the screen is not that large, but it's still really nice. Now, interestingly, you can also do this in the front screen. But yeah, that's basically all there is. So if I click Netflix, it opens up Netflix and you can watch it here. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then of course you swipe down to dismiss. And then I'm going to turn this off because it's getting kind of chilly in here. There we go. Alright, so this is the entertainment system here, and it's also your portal to everything in the car because there is no buttons anywhere. So you're going to have to get familiar with this. Now the very first thing you'll see is this little system here. And before we go into that, I just want to go over the AC controls. So if you hold this, you can turn it on and you can also turn it off just by holding it. But obviously you can also press it. So if you press it, you have all these controls here. So again, you can angle the way you want the vents to go. And then here you can choose where you want it. You have the front, so you can also control the rear. Then you have cooling or heating steering wheel, heated windshield wipers. Then up here, we have a biohazard icon. If you click this, if I remember correctly, this is supposed to, turn that off because it's getting really loud. That is basically to clean the air inside the cabin. So that's pretty cool. And you have your AC, and you can do audio or auto. You also have a scheduler here, so you can schedule it. And then, of course, the seats here, you can cool them. And then if you set the heat, you can do heated seats. So that's that. So that's the AC control. Obviously, if you don't want to do all that, you can just literally swipe like this. And then you have some quick controls. You can also split it, so both people get the same effect. But yeah, that's that. Next, we have all these functions here. So you can open the front, open the trunk, lock the car, open the charging port through this picture right here. You have the screen brightness here, so you can change the brightness of the screen. Interestingly, this also changes the brightness of the instrument cluster. So here you have your mirrors. You can change the tilt of the mirrors. I'm not going to change that. Your steering, you can adjust your steering. So if I do this, you can do that. And you can also go in and out like that. So it tells you everything right here. You can save it. That's pretty cool. Wipers, I'm not going to click that because nothing to wipe. Window lock. And then suspension here. So I can click it and it will raise the suspension. And now it says suspension high, which is pretty cool. We'll go over the suspension a bit more later. You can fold your mirrors and then unfold them here. Then we got the glove box, as I said earlier. You have your Sentry here, so you can turn it on and off. And then recording. This is constantly recording all the time. Next, we have the acceleration, and we also have the steering. So you have comfort, standard sport, turn signal, auto cancel or not. And then here we have acceleration. We'll go over these in a bit, but yeah, there's lots of fun in that. So next is suspension. So as you can see, you can do auto, comfort, sport, advanced, and then if you go to advanced, you have all these settings here, the handling, the ride comfort, height. So that's pretty cool. Charging, so you could open the charging port, you can schedule charging. This was how much it cost us to supercharge the car last time. So it cost us about $16, and this was to go from about 50% to 100. So, you know, it's cheaper than gas, especially if you're in California. And then here you can change the currents that the charger supports. Autopilot, so there's options here. You can look through them. We're not going to really go over them too much. We'll show you autopilot on the highway. We have locks here. Lights, so you can turn the headlights on and everything. Display settings here, so dark mode, light mode, auto, depending, and you have languages here, time, and a bunch of other things. Trips, so it tells you how much each trip was. Then navigation, this is the navigation system. You can't use CarPlay, you can't use Android Auto. You have to use Tesla system, which is one thing I don't like about these cars. I kind of wish they at least gave you the option to do it. But yeah. And then here we have safety, so you have sentry mode. You can view the camera from the app. We'll go over the app in a bit too, and then there's a few other things here you can do. Service, so there's the owner's manual. You have the tire pressure, and then there's a bunch of other things here. There's a jack mode, camera calibration, all this stuff. You're probably not going to touch it. Software, so you can name your vehicle first of all. And then this car has 16 miles on it. Autopilot is included. Prim connectivity expires in 2023, so I'll have to buy that. Then here we have release notes. So your car is going to automatically update. As you can see here, it's updated multiple times already. It's going to automatically update. It tells you the release notes every time you update. So when you get to your car, you'll have the screen saying, hey, your car updated. And then upgrades. So this car does not have the auto self-driving, so it's $10 a month if you want the premium connectivity system. It's not too bad. Or $99 a year. And then it looks like that's all you can do here. I guess you can't upgrade to the full self-driving automatically through here. But yeah, that is the main system there. This is the entertainment system. So you have your audio, you have your GPS, and again, like I was saying, you can't really use CarPlay. You have your phone, messages, and then here we have our camera. Press this one, we can see the cameras are on the car. Again, like I said earlier, you can do the video here, and then Bluetooth. And then press here, you have more things. There's an arcade, radio, calendar. So if you click arcade, you can actually play games. And I think one of the games, they have Cuphead, that's hilarious. I don't see The Witcher. I saw some people play The Witcher on here. But I know you can probably play that too. This is an AMD, I believe it's a Ryzen CPU and GPU. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, so that's the entertainment system. Before we go out to drive, I just want to show the Yoke Steering one more time here. So we have the horn, the wipers. This is a audio for the microphone, so you can talk to the car. We have, this is the high beams right here. Turn signals. And then to turn them off, you just press the same one again. And then we have these here. So this is the volume. And then this one, I believe, is for navigation on the car. And then we'll go over this as well when we start driving. So, that's the next question. How do we start driving? Well, the first thing you're going to do is put your foot on the brake. And then now, it tells you to fasten your seatbelt, which I'll do right now real quick. You can tap it to activate reverse. And then here's all your cameras and everything. And then if you want to park, you just press that to park it. And then if you want to go forward, you press forward. So in our situation, we want to reverse. So you press reverse like that, and that's it. So you just let your foot off the brake. The car doesn't go anywhere. You have to do this. So we're just going to go ahead and go for a drive. And then now that we want to go forward, you just swipe this forward like that, and now we can go forward. So we're going to start driving forward. Alright, so check this out. I'm approaching a stop sign, and it says here, you see the stop sign, it says here there's a stop sign here. Alright, so as you can see, there's a bunch of stoplights here, and if you look up, there's stoplights. So this is pretty cool. It basically shows you like that there's stoplights and everything on here, and then you'll see as we drive on the road that it can even show you the floor markings on the road. So we'll see that in a second here once we turn. Alright, so as you can see, as I'm driving, it even saw the traffic cones on the side. That's insane. It saw the traffic cones on the side. So I'm approaching a stoplight, and there is the left turn. As you can see, it shows the marking. There's even a car in front of us, and it shows that. So that's pretty cool. There's even speed limit signs that it captures, which is all like that's pretty cool in my opinion. It can detect cars, pedestrians, and a bunch of other stuff. And as you can see, we're approaching a stop sign. And it even knows that the vehicle in front of us is a truck. So there's a truck in front of us and a car to the right lane. And if we look up, there's a truck up there. And this is showing a truck. Alright, so one thing about these electric vehicles is I'm pressing the gas right now and the car is going forward. If I let go of the gas, the car starts braking, and it brakes pretty fast. And this is, I believe, the regenerative braking. You can change the setting to turn this off so it's more like a traditional car. But honestly, after driving the car for a while, you get used to it. Like, honestly, it's actually better in my opinion after using it for like a month or so. So now if I need to brake, the car mostly brakes. Like right now, I'm about to enter a stop sign or a stop light. I haven't even put my foot on the brake at all. I'm just pressing the gas so precisely that, see, we made it to the stoplight without ever pressing the brake pedal, which is pretty nice. And I'm getting blinded by the sun, so I can't see anything. Alright, so we're gonna go shopping real quick, and then after we go shopping, we'll come back and show you all Autopilot. Alright, so as you can see, we have cones here. So there's cones right there. And then it shows the cars, but it also shows the stop sign, which is right over there. But wait, there's more. There's a cone here in the corner, which is the cone over there. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is try chill mode. So chill mode, the acceleration's okay. This is chill mode. It's not that great, but that's why it's called chill mode. So next we're gonna do sport mode. So that's sport mode. And next we're gonna do insane mode. For this mode, we need a lot more road. So we're gonna go on the long road for that one. But yeah, right now we're in insane mode. So this one is gonna be crazy. All right, next insane mode. Ready, set, go. Okay, we're already going 60 miles an hour. That was very fast. And I don't wanna get a ticket because I already got one last week. So yeah, insane mode's very fast. It's called insane for a reason. So, there you go. Alright, next we're going to engage Autopilot. So I just double tap this, and it's on. My hands are not on the steering wheel, and it says right here that it wants me to keep the hands on the steering wheel. But yeah, we're basically driving the car by itself. So let's see how far it goes. I need to get off the exit actually very soon, so... Alright, so here's a curve. There's a curve coming up. Again, my hands are on the steering wheel. I mean, y'all probably seen plenty of test videos online already. And yeah, there you go. So it's moving everything by itself. It's not super smooth when there's curves, but yeah. Anyways, I need to turn it off because I need to get to the... So this car does not have the full self-driving. Basically, on the highway, we can do autopilot with auto steer, which is what you saw. If you don't get full self-driving, that is the only thing you can do. You don't get summoned where the car comes to you. You don't get in the city. So right now, if I try turning on autopilot in the city, it's not going to let me because we're in the city. That option, when we bought the car, was $10,000. Now, as of this video, it's $12,000. And at one point in time, I think it was $5,000 when it like first was a thing. But again, as time goes on, everything's just gonna increase. So secure your Tesla now and choose to... Oh, I forgot actually. You can pay monthly or yearly or both for the full self-driving. So you don't have to pay the full amount. We're actually thinking of buying it for a month or a year or something just to see how it is. And then if it's, you know, worth it, buy the full amount. But again, it is $12,000 if you want full self-driving. In my opinion, if you're buying a Tesla, I think you should get full self-driving. But again, like, it's just my opinion because, like, there's lots of other electric cars, but none of them have full self-driving like Teslas. But at the same time, I kind of like driving myself. And I don't know if I trust full self-driving, so yeah, that's up to you. Alright, so a couple of things that I wanted to mention. This is a $100,000 car, and in the conclusion, I'll go with all the pricing and everything. So a few things that it's missing. First is soft closed doors. This doesn't have soft closed doors like my BMW 750 Li and the M6. The other thing is that the camera system, you don't get the bird's eye view. Like, you don't get a full 360 view of the car. The newer BMWs have that, and honestly, we might be getting an i4 in the future. I'll let y'all know after the 46 video on that. But that one has it, and I really wish that it had it. The Porsche Taycan also has that. And honestly, if they somehow release a software update, I would not be surprised. And the final thing is the seats. This doesn't have the massaging seats that some of the other cars do. And again, we're at a $100,000 car. I was kind of hoping that it would have that, but it doesn't. So yeah, those are the few things. And again, like, I'm nitpicking, I guess, but again, at the price point that this car is, there are other cars at the same price point or cheaper that have those features, and that would be kind of nice. The seat massage is not going to ever come, like, through a software update, obviously, because, you know, that's physically not there. But the bird's eye view or 360 view of the car, that would be pretty cool. So Tesla, anyone from Tesla's watching, we want that. that 360 view.
Alright, let's go ahead and go over the app. So this is the main screen, and if we click here, we can see that we can open our frunk, lock the car, and then here, as you can see, open the frunk. And then we have some things at the bottom. Next, we have the climate button, so we can do heated seats, we can turn on the AC or the heater. So this is pretty cool. You can do this while you're away from the car, so when you approach the car, it'll be warm or cold by the time you get to it. So that's that, and then you can turn it off. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and click the schedule, so you can do a schedule here. And then we have, here is the security, so you can turn on sentry mode, and then you can even view the camera from your phone, so I can view it from my phone without being next to my car. Then here's charge status, or stats. As you can see, we didn't do too much. Then we have upgrades, so you can buy upgrades here, 6K for enhanced autopilot and monthly fees as well. Then we also have accessories right here. And then we can go back. So there's service, you can see the history and the video guides, even the owner's manual. And then here we can set the charge limit. So normally we do 80%, and you can change that.
Alright, so now let's talk about price. So this configuration was $94K before tax, and after tax I believe it was around $98K. And then with the loan and everything, let's just say $100,000. Now here's the thing, when we bought this, it went up $5,000, and as of today is June 18th, 2022. This car went up again. Now it starts at $104 for the base model. This one has the red multi-coat, which costs more money. It has the cream interior, which costs more money. So we got ours for $100K out the door. The same configuration today is $109 before tax. So as time goes on, they're getting more and more expensive, and honestly, it's getting harder and harder to justify the price tag, in my opinion. Like, before we bought this, it was $79K, and I think that is a good price for this car. But now, $104, you're past the $100K mark, your options open up, there's a lot of other cars out there at that price, but this car does have one thing that no other car has, and that's full self-driving. But then again, the Model 3 has that, so there's that. Either way, electric is it's basically the future. In terms of maintenance, the only thing I can think of is going to be the brakes. There's no oil changes. There shouldn't be any coolants as far as I remember. I don't know if this uses any cooling system like that. But besides that, brakes is probably the first thing that we have to do. These cars do come with an 8-year warranty for the battery and a 4-year warranty for like everything else. So if you buy one brand new, you'll be covered. Oh, a funny story about that. So we were before we actually bought this, we're looking at Teslas, right? When I traded in my Mustang, the dealer had a Model 3, and we asked them, we're like, hey, how much for this? They're like, oh, $55K. And I'm like, $55K for a 2017. We can buy a brand new one for like, at that time, I think it was $53K or $55K for a brand new one. He's like, yeah, but you gotta wait like 6 months. And I'm like, I can wait 6 months. My suggestion, don't pay people who are charging more for a used car than a new one, because then that just promotes more people doing that. Anyways, end of rant. Overall, it's a great ride. It's pricey, but remember, you can get most of this car in a Model 3 for a lot less, but you're not going to get that suspension, you're not going to get that power. At least even the Model 3 Performance can't keep up with this one. And this is not even the Plaid. The Plaid's on a whole nother level. And the range, this has good range. You can get around, I want to say around 380 realistically is how much we've been getting. 380. I think Tesla says it's like 410 or something. I'll write in the bottom what the actual range is supposed to be. But it's pretty close. If you step on it like I did earlier, your range is going to go down. Unlike a gas car, well, I guess technically a gas car also, if you step on it, your mileage goes down. But on this car, when you step down, it really drains the battery, like on a whole nother level. If I step on it on a drive like 4 or 5 times, my percentage is like down by a lot. But if I drive normally, it's perfectly fine. So drive in chill modes for the most of the time and you'll be perfectly fine. Anyways, hope y'all like it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And yeah, subscribe and I'll see you on the next one.